Hello everyone, BleachBummer here, and welcome to yet another battle I had with one of my friends, Mini Witch 3. And right here he starts off with his Spirit Tomb, which has Dark Pulse, Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, and Sucker Punch. Now, as typical, I start off with my... Well, actually I started with the Tyranitar before, but my Raichu, you already know what it has. Starting things off, I do not trust the fact that it could be faster than me, though Raichu's speed is really high, so that's actually doubtful. That was probably a waste of a turn on my part, but you could never be too careful. Paralyzed. And I try to attack it, but yeah, Abysmal has really good special defense, so that didn't help me in the long run. And to say Raichu's gonna definitely go down here. So I actually returned it and set up my Venusaur for a new plan I had in mind. And I was lucky I got him paralyzed there. And I realized, oh wait, it's not a poison. This strategy won't work as much. So I just try Bounce Rock anyway, and I forget Ghost's not very effective to poison now. So yeah, that didn't help much. Anyway, yeah. There's a standoff between our two Pokemon here, and we make our decisions. Because before this battle we had a lot of errors with trying to do a 4-on-4. But yeah, I switched to Greninja. And yes, I know Ghost Darks now have a weakness to Fairy, but I don't have any Fairy moves. There, let's see. Remember here, I actually did something very interesting with Greninja. If I remember correctly. Yeah, he actually withdrew his Spirit Tomb and sent out for his Garchomp. But he never expected me to use U-turn. Anyway, Mini's Garchomp here has Dragon Rush, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, and Sandstorm. Though from what he said to me, he probably should have gave it Dragon Dance. But it's not that bad, I'd say. Sandstorm, of course, can be replaced, but in my opinion, it's not that bad. Really. There's my Raichu, and normally this would be a bad setup, but remember, my Raichu has Ice-type hidden power, and its special attack is really high. Unfortunately, there was no guarantee that it was going to survive, since it didn't knock the Garchomp out. But it did do enough damage that anything I send out next can finish the job, as long as it's not a not very effective hit. And so, figuratively, the one that will finish it is, of course, my Greninja. This little ice beam there, and that brought it to an end. Next up, he sends out his Charizard, which I was a little, okay. But anyway, his Charizard has Flamethrower, Dragon Claw, Solar Beam, and Roost. I here actually switch up my Charizard for my Tyrantrum. Yeah, I actually did not expect this. He Mega Evolved his Charizard. Actually, sort of felt it was coming, but did not expect him to do it this soon. Because normally, in my preference, I don't like Mega Evolving that soon into battle. Yeah, he probably expected Venusaur coming out, so he did Flamethrower, but that wasn't a good choice against Tyrantrum being a Dragon Rock. But that Dragon Claw was a good choice. And thankfully to Crunch, it should do a good chunk of damage. A good chunk, but could have done better. Sadly though, Tyrantrum's not gonna see this through. But knowing that it was actually a good thing I didn't send out Venusaur early, and I remembered, oh wait, there's something my Venusaur has that will be useful in this fight. Which would lead me to what's coming out now. I sent out my Venusaur, and I think you all know what I'm planning to do. Well, I at least planned to do during this point in the battle. Yep, Mega Evolve, because Mega Venusaur has Thick Fat, which will reduce the damage of fire and ice moves by half, both of which Venusaur is weak to. Like that flamethrower, even under Sonic Day, would have killed me instantly, but it did a lot of damage, but thankfully, that did the trick. Now that Toxic is going to help a lot against that Charizard. Now, I guess I kind of lucked out a bit because I thought it would actually use a fire move, but it used Boost to restore its health. I countered though with Venoshock, which dealt a lot of damage. Now, of course, Mini right here is now his standpoint of options that I gave him during this. Either Flamethrower and take a risk, which he takes, or use Roost again and I just hit him with Venoshock. The Flamethrower one honestly was the better option because Venus was going down anyway. But at least Toxic did a good amount of damage to him. Now, there was only few options left for me. So I sent out my Greninja again. But of course, right now, Mini is pretty much in the lead. I only took out one of his Pokemon, and two of his others have status effects, and I have not seen his others yet. But he withdraws his Charizard to send out Spirit Tomb again. At this point, I am pretty much not sure what to do, but I just use Surf, and it almost finishes the job. Almost, keyword. And you Sucker Punch there, though. Yep, I had Rock Helmet, which just did him in. I didn't even have to bother with that U-turn. And then there's one more threat, that Mega Charizard. Which drops back in, but thankfully Greninja's a lot faster than Charizard, and Charizard doesn't have anything to counter against my Greninja. In fact, the only thing, well actually Solar Beam, I take that back. But yeah, one Surf, still good enough, even under the effects of Drought. Yeah, next up he sends out his Milotic, which has Ice Beam, Surf, Recover, and Rain Dance. I actually did not want to take my chances here with this Milotic because of my bad experience with Milotics, namely Cynthia's Milotic. And so I switched to my Lucario, which thankfully the Drought is still in effect, so Surf didn't do that much damage. So now this is going to be a little tough for my Lucario because I know Milotic has a ton of special defense, and regrettably the only physical move my Lucario has right now is Bulldoze, which I still need to replace. And I'll be honest, I'm a little fearful of this Milotic. And one other thing to know that Vinny pointed out, look at his Milotic's gender. It's male. Yeah, if you know some BleachBummer fans and you know Amane, I think I said his name right. I'll put his name in text for you to see, but yeah, that guy. Then he said that that's pretty much a Pokemon version of that character, I guess you call it. Yeah, but sadly Lucario did not survive. So, next option I choose is Greninja, which frankly is probably not the best choice here. seeing as all the moves Milotic has is special based, and while I wouldn't do that much damage, I'm not going to be doing that much damage to Milotic either. So, you can see that even under Surf with the rain dance, it's not going to get me, but I switch to extra sensory and just hope for a flinch. Sadly though, that's not going to last because Milotic has really good special attack. And the rain thankfully stopped, so I had a moment that I thought, I can actually do this. But nope, he's just going to keep on recovering. I just been praying my heart out for a flinch. Because I wanted a flinch to try and help make this battle easier. Sadly though, it's just a storm of rain and me not getting anywhere right now with this Greninja. This is pretty much the point where I'm just like, I am more than likely gonna lose this fight. I can already tell you that I'm pretty much gonna lose. But even though I'm gonna lose, I honestly don't want to go down without a fight. So, despite the terrible weakness I have, I sent out my last Pokemon, my Blaziken. This is my last shot. My final shot against it. Good. Blaziken up's the worst option, so I try a Sky Uppercut, and thankfully, it does the job. As Magic doesn't have that good physical defense compared to its special defense. Yes, it's the Speed Boost Blaziken, the band. But now he sends out his Shuckle, which has Toxic, Power Split, Rock Slide, and Bug Bite. If I was able to get to Mega Blaziken, this thing probably could be good amount of damage, but it's got a ton of defense on both sides, so I'm not going to be getting anywhere. This is pretty much the point where I've definitely lost. There's no way I can win this. And that Blaziken was a horrible choice in the rain. Despite me probably trying to just try to hit him hard. Yeah, sadly though, with this being the point I am definitely going to go down, we did not get to see Minnie's last Pokemon, his Dusknoir, which has Ice Punch, Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, and Earthquake. Sorry about that, folks. But yeah, either way, it's just more of me trying to take this thing out while I survive the Toxic, getting Speed Boost that won't help me in the slightest, and I believe this thing just decides to Rock Slide me non-stop until I die, just to try and speed up the Toxic. But despite all the buffs, a critical hit would have helped me a lot. And that Leftovers is not really doing me any good either. At this point, I am pretty much done for. Now, obviously, this is my final stand. I am not getting anywhere past this bulk of a defense. So yep, critical hit. That just marks, okay, that's it. I'm done for. Or this is Toxic, which means badly poisoned. I am not living. And with that, I am pretty much defeated. This was actually a very fun battle. Like, a lot of things unexpected. But stay tuned for more battles. Sorry if there's no sound from this one, because I made a derp. Anyway, later everyone.